Made friend with the white people.
His silence about the missing intern will tell you about his strategy and what his voters think. Bitter pill, it's the best-selling prescription drug for heartburn, but why so expensive? You won't like the answer. Plus, Lifeline, important new information on colon cancer and the best way to stop it. And feeding frenzy. You've heard about killer sharks this summer, so why are these people trying to have dinner with them?
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. Substituting tonight, Brian Williams.
Good evening. It is nothing short of a frenzy. Just about everywhere Powerball tickets are sold. Hopeful Americans are lining up money in hand and at an astonishing rate. As we look at the scene tonight in Greenwich, Connecticut, Powerball officials tell us they were at times today selling over 3 million tickets every hour. That means some lucky winner or winners will soon be close to $200 million richer. In other states, there's another $74 million up for grabs. But what are the odds of hitting it, striking it rich? We begin tonight with NBC News national correspondent Jim Avila.
Long shot, the American dream, today printed on a 3-by-5-inch piece of paper.
Follow me.
Police called in to keep order in Greenwich this afternoon, where these women drove 45 miles for a chance at Powerball's $200 million jackpot.
The big winners.
Lottery fever across the nation. 22 states playing Powerball tonight. 7 states picked the big game Friday. Jackpot $74 million.
Quick picks right here.
Whiting, Indiana, pre-printed tickets, no waiting. America firmly in the lottery grip. Only 13 states don't play, spending nearly $40 billion a year, $159 per person for the chance to win. Today's Powerball, a 1 in 80 million shot.
To put that in perspective, if you buy 50 Powerball tickets a week, you'll win the jackpot on the average of once every 30,000 years.
Or if you buy a Powerball ticket every mile on a trip to the moon, it would take 167 round trips to guarantee a jackpot win. Experts say it's the worst odds in gambling, with no system to improve chances. But one Las Vegas expert says you can improve your chances at being a lone winner by not playing birthdays or anniversaries, low numbers.
If you play numbers above 32, your chances of winning are just the same, and when you win, you're not going to have to share the prize.
And how much is $200 million? Stacked end to end, that's 19,000 miles. New York to Beijing, 3 times. Enough to buy 200 Ferraris, 40 96-foot yachts, 10 Sikorsky helicopters, or 7 Gulfstream private jets. Big dreams, but critics say they're financed by the poor, those who can least afford it.
Those at low incomes are spending a greater share of their income on lotteries.
Betting on a dream nearly impossible to catch, as lottery officials today test those 6 balls in a drum that have become a national obsession. Jim Avila, NBC News, Chicago.
What's it like to win the Powerball jackpot? A couple from Kansas City can tell you they had the right numbers lined up for a $19.6 million jackpot. That was back in June. Here are Rich and Sharon Kazajansky, among the nation's newest multimillionaires, in their own words.
Not working is the big change that's happened in our life. The babies still cry. We're buying a new house. That's kind of big. And we bought a new car right away. But other than that, not too much has really changed. We were worried about starting to save for college and stuff like that, and now that's not really an issue anymore. They can go wherever they want. I'd like to have a boat. I'd like to do some sailing. I don't know. And we've got a lot of options now. We can do a lot of things that we, had only talked about before. It's really starting to hit me that we are wealthy, and we weren't before. It really hasn't changed us that much. I mean, we have more fun when we go shopping now. We say, we used to go, wow, I'd really like to have that. But now we're like, well, go ahead, buy it. I don't see why not. I mean, we want to live nicely and have good stuff, but we're not going to live an opulent life. I'm just beginning to feel that we won the lottery, And it's a month and a half later.
Rich Kazajansky, Powerball jackpot winner, in his own words tonight. It looks like there may be another big winner named very soon in the secret and highly competitive selection process for this nation's most senior military leader. NBC News has learned that President George W. Bush is ready to name a new chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. NBC Jim McLashevsky with us tonight with more. Jim, good evening to you.
Good evening, Brian. On paper and in his performance, Air Force General Richard Myers appears to have everything the White House is looking for in a new chief to lead the entire U.S. military. Currently the number 2 man for the Joint Chiefs, Myers has held several key positions that may prove critical in meeting new military threats and carrying out the Bush administration's foreign policy. He was head of Space Command, responsible for all military operations in space, which will play a key role in developing a missile defense system, one of President Bush's top priorities. Myers also held several top commands in Hawaii and Japan. The Asia-Pacific region is a key focus of the new Bush foreign policy. And he led the charge in cyber war, developing the Pentagon's first line of computer defenses. He's a graduate of University of Kansas and Kennedy School of Government at Harvard. In 1965, he joined the Reserve Officer Corps and logged more than 600 hours as a combat pilot in Vietnam. But his toughest battles may still lie ahead, leading the military through a major transformation that has already pitted civilian leaders against the Pentagon military brass.
What we do have, of course, are passionate arguments because this is a tough process. And the tension is good because the good ideas prosper, the bad ideas go in the dustbin.
Myers has worked closely with outgoing Chairman Army General Hugh Shelton, providing continuity, even as he's asked to lead the military in change. Myers is considered blunt but affable, qualities that may come in handy in the upcoming bureaucratic battles over transformation and budget. Brian?
Jim McLashevsky on duty at the Pentagon for us tonight. Thanks. We have news tonight about your money and your life and a new fight over the high price of a popular drug called Prilosec. It is the best-selling prescription drug for heartburn, but the cost, that is giving the same condition to millions of Americans instead. Here is NBC's Lisa Myers.
Like 10 million other Americans, Jean Miller takes Prilosec for stomach problems. But she's upset by the price, about $120 a month, and that there's no cheaper generic alternative, which means Prilosec's maker can charge whatever it wants.
It makes me angry because, quite frankly, I feel that they're the robber barons of this century. They have their hands in everybody's pockets, and they just don't want to let go.
In October, after 12 years on the market, Prilosec's maker AstraZeneca loses its exclusive right to make the drug, opening the market to generics, which are 30 to 40% cheaper. For Miller, that would save about $500 a year. But today, a high-stakes legal battle threatens to delay that. The maker of Prilosec is suing the generic company, Andrex Corporation, claiming it's infringing on other related patents.
What we believe this is all about is maintaining their franchise for as long a period of time and costing consumers and American businesses significant amounts of money.
Consumer groups accuse Prilosec's maker of abusing the patent system.
It is to their advantage to file any old lawsuit because they get an automatic extension of their patent, and they get to charge the higher prices for as long as it takes to resolve the case.
And for AstraZeneca, time is money.
It's Prilosec time.
It sold $6.2 billion of Prilosec last year, so each month the generic is delayed means hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. And critics say the problem isn't limited to Prilosec.
You ain't seen nothing yet. What they're doing with Prilosec, they're going to do with every major blockbuster drug in the next few years.
Members of Congress charge that brand-name drug companies have found ingenious ways to extend their patents, well beyond what was intended. In fact, the Federal Trade Commission now is studying whether drug companies are improperly exploiting the law to stifle competition. The maker of Prilosec declined an on-camera interview, but says it's done nothing wrong and is merely following the law. A spokesman says protecting patents enables the company to fund research toward new medicines. That argument doesn't fly with Jean Miller, who thinks the company already has profited handsomely, while she struggles to pay for the drugs she needs. Lisa Myers, NBC News, Washington.
Up next, as we continue this Wednesday night, what the people in Condit country are saying tonight as their member of Congress prepares to break his silence on national television.
Give him that right to at least speak first, before anyone makes any opinions or judgments.
The high stakes ahead for Gary Condit as he gets ready to talk publicly about Chandra Levy and later Lifeline, important new information about the very best way to stop and find colon cancer.
love home cooking or new pedigree little champions. Gently prepared, then sealed in our revolutionary flavor lock pouch with a home-cooked taste dogs love.
Yeah. What are you doing in there? I'll be right there.
My doctor says I'm healthier than he is.
Tylenol arthritis pain, the strength to provide all-day relief with just 2 caplets.
When I swim, I'm free.
Tylenol arthritis pain.
At Office Depot, we're helping America's schools get the supplies they desperately need. Because now, when you buy school supplies at Office Depot, we'll give back 5% of your purchases to any school of your choice for more pens, notebooks, and paper, which means more surprise quizzes, book reports, essays, math tests, and homework assignments that can help our children succeed. Isn't that great? Office Depot, helping schools take care of business.
I'm the bus lady. Some mornings I was so constipated I could hardly drive. Till I tried new X-Lax Milk of Magnesia. Stimulant-free. Guaranteed relief by 8 a.m.
Good morning.
New X-Lax Milk of Magnesia with the X-Lax Good Morning Guarantee.
When I'm away, my mother's in charge.
Oh, look at Grandma!
I know my kids will eat their vegetables.
Who wants more chocolate?
After dinner, she'll make them rinse the really dirty dishes.
Bingo!
They'll put everything in the right place because Mom loves everything shiny.
Cascade works 2 ways. First, it removes tough stuff. Then, its pure rinse formula leaves a better shine than the leading competitor.
Like mother, like daughter.
Grandma, let's go!
Also in powder and gel.
A special Dateline Friday. There's a war on these streets. 2 gangs locked in a decade-old blood feud. The police can't stop it. And these urban soldiers aren't the only ones being killed. How did it start? And will it ever end? Sworn Enemies. A special Dateline. Friday at 9, 8 Central on NBC.
NBC News in depth tonight. Congressman Gary Condit's decision to break out of his media blackout concerning the disappearance of intern Chandra Levy. Right now, he's in final preparations for his first televised interview, easily the most important media appearance of his life or career. NBC's George Lewis joins us live tonight from the heart of the congressman's district in Modesto, California, with an advanced look at what Condit's inner circle is telling him and what his constituents these days are thinking. George, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Well, it's been 114 days since Chandra Levy disappeared, and all during that time, Congressman Condit has maintained a public silence about his involvement with her. Now he's breaking that silence, and his constituents will be watching. A very grim-looking Gary Condit and his wife Carolyn on the cover of next week's People magazine. The first time they've been seen together since the Levy case started making headlines. It's all part of the new Condit media strategy. A nationally broadcast interview tomorrow night, magazine interviews with People and Newsweek, also sessions with local media, and a mass mailing to almost 200,000 of his constituents, all in an attempt to save himself politically. In Modesto, many of Condit's constituents say they'll pay close attention.
I mean, I can't wait just to hear what he's got to say about it.
You can't judge a person till you really hear from him, I guess, or know what's been going on. Maybe that's why he's been silent.
The TV interview is expected to take place somewhere in the Modesto area where Condit has remained in seclusion most of the time since Congress went on recess. Before Condit appears on ABC tomorrow night, his supporters plan a rally in the city of Merced, about 40 miles south of here.
I feel that it will make a difference if right out the gate, if Gary says, I am sorry for what I have done to Carolyn and my family.
So the wall of silence around Gary Condit is about to come down as he hopes to rebuild his political fortunes. To prepare for his big TV interview, Condit has been going over possible questions with his lawyer, Abby Lowell, with his public relations spokesperson, Marina Ein, with political advisor, Richie Ross, and with members of his staff, all coaching him for the political performance of his life. Brian?
George Lewis in Modesto for us tonight. Thanks. And with us now, the NBC News Washington Bureau Chief and host of Meet the Press, Tim Russert. Tim, I know you've been talking to a lot of folks. What does Gary Condit have to do in this interview?
Bottom line, Brian, reconnect with the voters of his district. How? Emotional, legal, and political. Emotional, he has to show real sympathy to the Levy family and real remorse to his own family. Legal, he has to convince the voters of his district that he has cooperated fully with the police and deal with a lot of his, he would say, misstatements or misimpressions about his lack of cooperation. And political, Brian, he has to fill in the blanks about his personality, according to his staff, that he is not this monster that's been portrayed for the last 3 months on national television, but rather someone who is a caring father and husband and man who made a mistake, but a more complete picture of just who he is.
Last week, as you know, on Meet the Press, Dick Gephardt expressed support for Gary Condit. Is that a political get-out-of-jail-free card redeemable at any time, or could that change?
It could change overnight. Democrats are holding their breath. They're extremely anxious about Gary Condit and his performance tomorrow night and in the subsequent weeks ahead. They don't believe any other Democrat can hold that California congressional seat. They want to recapture control of the House and become the majority party. That's why they're standing by Condit. But if the polls don't improve for him and he can't win, don't look for the Democrats to stay loyal to him for very long.
And Tim, before you go, changing of the guard in the U.S. Senate, we learned tonight officially, Jesse Helms, a hero of the conservative movement, Republican in North Carolina, will not seek re-election. What happens now?
Brian, everybody is watching North Carolina. Why? Because the Senate is just one vote difference between Democrats and Republicans. Look for $25 million to be spent there. Some Republicans want Elizabeth Dole to run as a Republican. Louch Faircloth, former Republican senator, may also want to run. Look for Democrats to try to persuade former Governor Jim Hunt to come out of retirement and run for that Senate seat. Very, very high stakes, all nationalize on North Carolina, a pivotal state in the coming Senate elections.
Tim Russert, the Bureau Chief from our Washington Bureau tonight. Tim, as always, thanks. When we continue tonight, whipping sharks into a frenzy to entertain tourists. Is it all making sharks more dangerous to people?
The stock market. A year ago, it was how high is high. Now everyone's asking where's the bottom. Janice has gotten through tough times the same way we've gotten ahead, picking stocks one at a time, looking for opportunities for over 30 years. Janice is looking right now to be in the right place when a downturn turns into a better day. Get there. Janice Mutual Funds.
Nature made it. Minwax makes it beautiful with rich wood stains and long-lasting protective finishes. Turning a house into a beautiful home is as easy as turning to Minwax.
Daddy?
Hey!
Why are you eating my Cheerios?
They help lower Daddy's cholesterol. They're good for Daddy's heart.
Whole grain oat Cheerios is the only leading cold cereal clinically proven to help lower cholesterol in a low-fat diet.
Cholesterol thing.
Once you pass 50, skincare's a whole new game.
L'Oreal introduces Age Perfect anti-sagging and rehydrating treatment.
Because mature skin has issues all its own. It starts to sag, loses resiliency, and needs more moisture.
Age Perfect actually improves skin's resiliency, tightening its network as it deeply rehydrates. So effective, in only 2 weeks, 83% of women reported more resilient skin.
Today, this is what mature skin looks like.
New Age Perfect, only from L'Oreal Paris.
It's an innovation for mature skin.
It's Applebee's Fiesta del Grill. Make your taste buds dance with tangy tequila lime chicken. Or for a limited time, the sizzling Southwest steak skillet. Only at Applebee's.
Did you know your Aleve works on headaches, too? When my wife got bad headaches, the pain relievers she tried, they'd work for a while, then quit. So she'd have to take more. I had some Aleve for my arthritis pain, so she tried it. Now she's got her life back. And I've got her back.
Just 2 Aleve can stop pain all day. It would take 8 Tylenol to do that.
Thanks, Aleve, for making such a difference.
And for all-day sinus relief with the strength of Aleve, try Aleve Cold and Sinus.
Our Lifeline report tonight, what's being called the gold standard for detecting colon cancer. A new study published in the New England Journal of Medicine holds new evidence that colonoscopy is, hands down, the single best tool for finding tumors and growths that could lead to colon cancer. We get more now from NBC News Chief Science Correspondent Robert Bazell.
Today's study provides dramatic proof of the best way to save lives from colon cancer.
We can actually prevent these cancers. There are a few other situations with cancer where we have that opportunity.
Researchers from VA hospitals studied more than 2,800 healthy volunteers 50 and older. They compared the three major screening techniques. Colonoscopy, where doctors insert a tube through the entire colon that can not only find cancers, but remove precancerous growths called polyps. It finds 100% of cancers. But other less expensive tests do not work so well. Sigmoidoscopy, a smaller tube that looks only at the lower part of the colon, finds 70% of the cancers. And a test that looks for hidden blood and stool samples finds less than 24%. Even used together, the blood test and sigmoidoscopy find only 75% of cancers.
Meaning that many patients with serious growths in their colon would not be detected if they had these tests only one time.
Many health experts say these findings indicate more people, especially those over 50, should be getting colonoscopies. They cost about $1,000, but many insurance plans pay, and Medicare now covers everyone 65 and over. Kathleen DiGaetano insisted her doctor give her one after she saw Katie Couric get a colonoscopy on Today. It found a cancer that would have been life-threatening if not removed early.
Nobody has to die from it, and you have to take your own health into your own hands.
Health officials say that the biggest problem with colon cancer screening is that most people get none at all. A CDC survey found that only 44% of Americans over 50 got any kind of colon cancer screening, even though doctors agree that large-scale screening could greatly reduce the death toll of 56,000 a year. That's why many doctors take the attitude that any screening is better than none. But the latest results prove colonoscopy is by far the best. Robert Bazell, NBC News, New York.
By the way, there's a way of measuring your risk of colon cancer by logging onto the website msnbc.com. On Wall Street today, investors were prowling for bargains after yesterday's interest rate cut. The Dow closed almost 103 points higher. Tech stocks, by the way, up more than 28 points when trading was over. Up next, feeding frenzy. Undeterred by danger, will introduce you to people who like to dine with the sharks.
Tens of thousands of people continue to purchase new Oldsmobiles. Is it because of our special cashback offers? Or the 5-year, 60,000-mile GM protection plan? Or did they simply take a test drive? Are you in the market? Get in an Oldsmobile, backed by GM. And for a limited time, qualified buyers can get 0.9% APR financing.
After 26 years of marriage, Tom and I realized that we're a little different from each other, except for one thing. Our doctor says we should both take a single 81 milligram St. Joseph aspirin, the dosage doctors recommend most for aspirin therapy.
Sunday, my folks come by, see the look in my children's eyes. Something special about grandparents, so I'm baking croissants. They're so special, they're the action, the main attraction. Now I'm showing how I feel, showing this love of mine with the heart of the meal. My heart to yours, my heart to yours, Pillsbury.
What are you doing?
Laundry.
Laundry?
But I'm glad you're up. I've been waiting to vacuum. Breakfast. I'll pick up your tray when I get back from the market.
But it's Sunday. Aren't you going to lay around and watch football all day?
Not if I'm going to finish that roast in time for dinner.
Somebody had their Minute Maid this morning. It only takes a minute, but the feeling lasts all day.
Honey, what's the setting for chiffon?
Did you know nearly 40% of women in their 60s have osteoporosis? Although your risk may vary, it does increase with age. But there is something you can do. Ask your doctor about a simple, painless bone density test, and if treatments can help.
This school supply thing.
I know. But until the school budget catches up, I really don't see any other way.
It's just really starting to add up.
Kids really need those supplies.
In an effort to help local schools, Office Depot is crediting 5% of your back-to-school purchase to the school of your choice. Office Depot, helping schools take care of business.
It's a bitter battle over water in southern Oregon, new at 6. As the water runs out, we take a first-hand look inside a farming family.
The tall plants that you see are all weeds, and they should not be here at all.
See how this dispute is affecting the lives of those who are watching their income dry up. Tonight at 6 on News Channel 8, where the news comes first.
There's been a setback to report tonight for Jesse Arbogast, the 8-year-old boy who's still in what's called a light coma after the shark bit off his arm last month in Florida. Tonight he remains in a hospital after a bad reaction to medication at his parents' home this weekend. However, doctors say they are still pleased with his progress and that he's in stable condition. Of course, shark attacks are still very rare despite a number of high-profile incidents in the media this year. In fact, you're more likely to win the Powerball lottery, an 80 million to 1 shot, than you are to be bitten by a shark, which is 100 million to 1. The critics say some popular tourist attractions like feeding and swimming with wild sharks may make the big fish a lot more dangerous to people. NBC's Pat Dawson has the story.
For tourists, the lure of the Bahamas, warm emerald green water and white sandy beaches. An attraction undiminished by the recent rash of shark attacks, 2 of them right here. A Florida tourist bitten while spearfishing and a New York investment banker mauled during a morning swim. Still, at one spot in the Bahamas, sharks are the main attraction. Each night, restaurant owner Uwe Knott serves up shark dinners and dinner for the sharks, tossing frozen chunks of fish into the shallow water.
You throw the fish out what is frozen, so there is no blood. That means the shark don't get in a frenzy or get aggressive.
If you call this not aggressive. The shark feeding just a few hundred yards from local beaches.
Big, big sharks, very big.
On this night, it's bull sharks, a species known to eat anything. And according to experts, very aggressive, since it often feeds in shallow water, more dangerous to humans than the great white or tiger shark, who prefer deeper waters. In fact, it was a bull shark that attacked 8-year-old Jesse Arbogast last month near Pensacola. From the safety of the dinner table 20 feet up, the sharks are entertaining. But close up in the water, they're just intimidating. The perfect eating machine, some say, because they bite with lightning speed.
I don't think I'd swim where sharks are.
It may be great fun for the tourists and a good meal for the sharks, but there are critics who say this kind of entertainment changes the habits of these predators, and that's a dangerous idea. Bob Diamond heads the Marine Safety Group in Florida.
When you condition sharks to associate humans with food, you are greatly increasing the risk that these animals will attack humans.
His organization opposes any staged encounters with sharks, like another big draw, bringing tourist divers face to face with sharks in the open sea. Yet the tourists here seem pretty relaxed about a close encounter with a shark.
If the shark gets me, he gets me.
A lot easier to say from up there than down here. Pat Dawson, NBC News, Freeport, the Bahamas.
That is Nightly News for this Wednesday night. I hope to see you later this evening for the news on MSNBC at our new start time, 8 p.m. And again, of course, each night on CNBC at 10. I'm Brian Williams reporting tonight from New York. Good night, everyone.
Nightly News is a presentation of NBC News. More Americans watch NBC News than any other news organization in the world.
Next, the fugitive who may be headed our way. Why and how the FBI is looking for this man. Plus, the water is about to run out in the Klamath Basin. Hear from one family who sides with environmentalists on some key points. And are you 1 in 80 million? That's what hundreds of people in Portland are betting as they buy a chance to win the Powerball jackpot. The news at 6 starts now.
From KGW, where the news comes first. This is Northwest News Channel 8 at 6.
Hello, I'm Joe Donlin.
And I'm Tracy Berry. Thank you for being with us. Our top story tonight, FBI agents in Portland are now part of that nationwide manhunt for Nikolai Soltis. He is the 27-year-old Ukrainian immigrant wanted for killing 6 members of his family. near Sacramento, California. News Channel 8's Krista Veskus is here with more on the FBI's involvement tonight. Krista?
Tracy, Nikolai Soltis has been on the run since Monday, and authorities say he could be headed this way, that he has family and friends in the Northwest. FBI agents are now asking those people to come forward. The nationwide manhunt centers around...
Another Balkan